Here we have a bandsaw. The parts of a bandsaw, you on off with the fence. You have your guard. This is the raise and lower lever. The lock nut in order to raise and lower. Only touch the ones that you're supposed to, which are the guard adjustment and the lock nut. The foot brake. Some of the bandsaws we have in here do not have a foot brake, so be mindful of that when you're using it. Do not slam on the foot brake like you're trying to get into a car accident. When you raise and lower the guard, after you've loosened the lock nut, which is painted green, you grab the raise and lower guard lever and you raise it or lower it to the height of about a hand's width above whatever your material is. Tighten it back down once you've got to the right height, snugly, not over tight. You don't want the guard too high because it leaves the blade overexposed. Whenever you're cutting, make sure you keep your hands out of the way of the blade. If you're doing small parts, make sure you're using a push stick. I recommend that you don't do any parts smaller than $0.50. You know, when you're doing a straight cut or a curve cut, just remember to keep your fingers and hands out of the way as you're doing the cut. When making freehand cuts, do not over-rotate the blade. It is possible to snap the blade by over-rotating. When you're doing curves or turns in your part, a bandsaw blade cannot make 90-degree turns. You need to make sure that your bandsaw part that you're pushing through is always moving slightly forward while you're rotating. After you've turned the machine off, use the foot brake to slow the blade down and to stop it. Do not slam down on the foot brake. Just apply even pressure until it stops. Now you have a curved part. If you need to make a notch cut, draw the width and the depth of your notch onto your part. Come into the one side, cut it in straight, back out. On the other side, cut it in straight, back out. And then rotate about 45 or 60 degrees or so and start cutting out the big fat chunks of the triangle and spinning it back around to the other side until you get a nice clean notch. And then on occasion, you can use the front of the blade almost as if you would use it like a sander, just lightly rubbing back and forth to kind of smooth out any imperfections that might be in the notch. Always, please make sure you clean up after yourself.